Okay, so on this channel, we've been talking quite a bit about Neuro Sama and the Subathon that has been going on, and it seems like there's been a little bit of an issue going on in terms of Twitch and how they have been actually warning Vedal over some pretty interesting things, which fans are trying to unpick the exact reason as to why they got warned, or is this some kind of targeted plan by Twitch to take down Neuro Sama's stream? Now, obviously, we're back in another episode of you trying to figure out, am I a secret member of the swarm? Well, you know, you'll probably never know, but hey, we'll have to see. But yeah, obviously Neuro Sama has been doing very, very great. And obviously Vedal has been doing very, very great in terms of the subathon. They've been getting a ton of viewers. They've been getting, 22,000, getting a consistent max viewer kind of, number, which is really, really great to see. And we looked at all of the stats the other day of Neuro Sama absolutely crushing all of the charts. But yeah, recently I stumbled across this post which talked about Vedal getting a warning on his Twitch account, and Neuro explains why. So this is the clip. So let's take a look and then we'll talk about it.
Accidentally or briefly sharing another person's personally identifying information without authorization, adult nudity, or explicit content, or content featuring other stuff that's not allowed on Twitch. So there you go. That's what happened.
Oh. Yeah, Vedal. Might be due to that thing we spoke about last night. Your stripper
I know what it was. I know what it was.
Looks way worse in your room than you think it does.
It's not that.
So yeah, obviously Neuro.
No, accidentally or briefly.
Joke about Vedal's stripper pole in his room. But essentially, yeah, people have been discussing exactly the reason, because it seems a little bit odd that this warning has just kind of come out of nowhere and nobody can really pinpoint the exact stream that has really done this, because there's a couple of kind of, I guess, theories floating around. People saying Vedal got a warning from Twitch, but he has no idea why he got one. It just says it happened in stream or on a VOD, but since he is in a subathon, that's many hours of content, which obviously, yeah, that presents a huge issue for a lot of things over on Twitch, including subathons. For example, if you get something like a warning and they tell you it was this part of the VOD, then, obviously you can't really tell. They just say it happens in a stream or a VOD. There's hours of content. How are you supposed to know exactly what part was the part that got you a warning? So again, whenever you're filming hours and hours of content like that, it can be a little bit of a problem because you can't pinpoint what the actual issue is and, stop it, right? Because they're never really obvious with you exactly what it is, what action you have done to deserve to essentially get struck, right? And also you have the other issue of, for example, you got such a long stream going on that if a VOD does end up getting deleted, then that is a lot of content just gone down the drain. Now, obviously, I'm hoping that they are just backing this up and putting it on YouTube. I'm sure they are. But, obviously it does suck as well for Twitch, as, yeah, they don't have that long VOD there for people to watch or, to kind of go back to, which is kind of sad, especially in such a long subathon, because so much goes on within that one VOD. It's multiple days of content, right? People saying classic Twitch, people say it's not even funny anymore. It's genuinely sad how incompetent the company is for so long as well. And this is 100% true, right? People saying, like, on his Neuro Shop streams, there was a nude album cover which appeared apparently, and they say, but that VOD is still up and another VOD got deleted. So the VOD with the album is still up on the channel, but they deleted a different VOD. So it isn't actually the album cover, which many people were speculating, because obviously if it was, they would remove the VOD. Or maybe Twitch is just stupid and they just removed the wrong VOD. I'm not sure, but we'll have to see. They say, and this isn't some obscure tiny streamer. This is like someone who literally broke the hype train record. If someone like that can't even get the most basic info, like what are you warning me for, then who can? Rhetorical, obviously. We all know who can. People who express far left views that the Twitch staff personally love and agree with. They say, well, Twitch has always had a bias against VTubers in general. I don't remember the name, but there's one VTuber who got a long suspension because her model showed hips. How scandalous. Keep in mind that this is during the era where someone got screwed live on stream and streaming Fortnite using cheeks as a green screen. Barely gets any punishment and only gets a 1 to 2 day ban, which obviously, yeah, it has been pretty ridiculous that, many VTubers have been getting banned left and right for all of these different random reasons, which Twitch never really gives them a kind of full-on reason as to why. And sometimes it's due to like outfits and things like that. But even then, they're very unspecific about what you are and aren't allowed to do. And some of the rules are very confusing and weird. For example, like the hip one, you know, obviously they showed their hips, which obviously I don't think is a bad thing. I think that should be allowed. But again, obviously Twitch doesn't like that, so they ended up getting banned. And it does just feel like a targeted attempt at VTubers in general that Twitch has been kind of doing over the past couple of years, right? And it seems like obviously this is now hitting Neuro Sama, and maybe this is due to them breaking records and things. You never know. But I do find it pretty interesting, right? People saying he should have Neuro shoplifted targets, and yeah, it'll be his redemption arc. Then he should have Neuro essay another VTuber just because, yeah, just to be sure he gets in the good graces of Twitch. Obviously, if you don't know what they're talking about, they're referring to Rakai and Nina Lin, who both obviously yeah, did those things. Rakai shoplifted from Target. Oh no, also as well, Nina Lin did shoplift from Target too. I completely forgot. Okay, so they probably are referring just to Nina Lin here, but Rakai did also shoplift too. But yeah, Nina Lin, yeah, did both of these things and still managed to get unbanned on Twitch, which is still crazy. People saying the deleted VOD contained Neuro 3D karaoke, Serba VR chat, Neuro and Evil talking about AI rights, Neuro drawing AI content, and a bunch of cyberpunk. Also with the usual 12 to 16 hours of sleep stream in between every 8 hours. Judging by the reason, sharing another's personal info, adult nudity. So I am pretty sure this is not Serba, as she was just one of the many collabs. This must have been like cyberpunk, which is very weird, considering Vedal's been playing in stream safe mode, where all of these scenes are either blacked out or they're all wearing clothing. But I guess Twitch somehow views wearing underwear as nudity, which means if this is actually due to Cyberpunk, then Cyberpunk's company CD Projekt Red did not get Twitch's memo on what is considered safe to Twitch stream, meaning that the fault for the warning and VOD detection lies with the Cyberpunk's stream safe mode and not being Vedal or Neuro's fault. And also as well, I do think, I don't think this is the case. I think Cyberpunk's been a fine game to run. You know, many people played Cyberpunk on stream and had no issues whatsoever. So I feel like, you know, it wasn't that, but maybe it is. Maybe there could be a chance, and maybe the AI just got it, you know, mixed up or whatever. People saying Twitch's policy is that if it's a non-modded game, it's fine. Oh, silly me! I almost forgot that Twitch uses vibe-based moderation. People saying Twitch doesn't use vibe-based moderation. They have an algorithm that rates content creators based on the likelihood the streamer might in a fantasy world sleep with Dan Clancy. It's quite funny. I say the problem is Twitch summed up here. You know, I honestly can't think of anything in that VOD which would have been ban-worthy. All the potential ban-worthy moments happened in different videos than that one. So to be fair, the VOD wasn't anything bad. The couple of VODs that survived included him searching for Varjo VR headset on Amazon, and nude album art showed. Twitch just being selective as usual. So yeah, obviously a lot of people have been kind of giving their own thoughts exactly on what is going on. Again, I think it's an absolute mystery as to why, you know, they have been warned for this. But obviously, it does present I guess, a worry for the Neuro Sama Subathon, right? If whatever it is continues and they don't know about it, that could be an issue, right? Because again, obviously, yeah, it's like they could continue to get warnings, not know why, and eventually the stream would get taken down, at least for a short amount of time, which would not be good considering they are literally doing a subathon where the goal is to stream non-stop until the timer runs out. But again, I don't know, we'll have to see. Hopefully, you know, they get no more warnings, and obviously I'll update you guys if they do get any more warnings, because then obviously it will start to move closer to a problem of, oh boy, maybe they might get banned. But hopefully not. I hope that isn't the case, because they've had such a good time so far and things have been going so well for Vedal and Neuro in terms of breaking all those records, doing so great. So hopefully, you know, everything ends up all good. But it is very, very weird from Twitch yet again, targeting more VTubers, and now targeting the AI VTubers too, which I think is kind of crazy, right? But yeah, that's essentially all I got for this video. If you guys did enjoy it, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to GameStop, use my code Kaza, get 10% off. Again, they got a ton of really cool stuff over there. Definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all.